Learn where your judgment comes from. You and I throw judgment left and right. That we see something we don't understand, don't relate to, do not agree with, something that's not in our norm. And we make assumptions and we make thoughts about somebody, and sometimes we label them. And that is not very sympathetic and empathetic of us to do so. And I think when we reflect back on what is the true stem of it, that is when we can actually learn from our judgment to see what we don't understand and to see what our thoughts are trying to tell us from a positive perspective rather than trying to break somebody down. Because when we don't understand something, we oftentimes make assumptions of, oh, they're this, this, and this, and this because they have X, Y, and Z. Well, maybe we just don't relate to them, and that is why we're making assumptions and judgments, because we don't have the exact same lifestyle as them, or career, trajectory, way of living, like literally anything that's similar. And so we automatically make assumptions and we put judgment and we put labels on other people. But do we ever take into consideration their perspective, their stage in life, their right and freedom to live their way and to live their life? Because you are just entitled, we are just entitled to live our own life the way that we like to, and so are they. Because oftentimes when we make judgments, that other person can care less of what we do, genuinely and wholeheartedly. They are so focused on themselves, and you put energy in a place that you can't have a positive return, that you might end up internalizing the judgment, thinking about it all day, and it's not serving you, and it could be harming you, your relationship with that person, and even that person's thought. And we don't want that. We want to be there for people, understanding and sympathetic and empathetic and trying to understand their perspective. And when we can try to do that and ask questions from curiosity and not judgment, that is when we can grow. Because I guess I think of my first instinct as like looking at somebody from a different country and their lifestyle and being like, that is so weird. I don't know how they could live like that. They could say the same thing about you and I for our respective country. Because you never know how their lifestyle is, that it works for them, and that your work lifestyle works for you. And so don't try not to, I should emphasize, to be negative about the judgment. And I think when we catch ourselves having that judgment, ask ourselves, what do I not understand? What am I not relating to? And I think that can make a world of a difference rather than continuing in that spiral of judgment and labeling and assuming and putting a negative connotation into the world. So I want to leave you with this. Just because we don't understand something, someone, somehow, it doesn't mean it's bad. For their current life, stage in life, it works for them. And just because it works for them doesn't mean that it has to work for you. And it doesn't mean that your lifestyle perfectly works for them either. So be kind, have sympathy and empathy, and try to understand their perspective and their point of view through curiosity rather than judgment. Food for thought.